You are listening to the audio portion of the QB Power Hour webinar series, your biweekly dose of insights and learning for accounting professionals with co-host Dan DeLong and Sharon Fuller. We're here to explore the latest in the industry, QuickBooks, and integrations that matter to you. For more details on the series, visit qbpowerhour.com.
Welcome, everybody, to another QB Power Hour. This is passing the baton, the little pun on relaying your way to accounting wins. Ran out of breath there. Get so excited. We have a special guest joining us from Relay today, and we'll be really focusing today on the Relay Partner Program with accountant and bookkeeping professionals. So that's what we're going to be focusing primarily on. We have had Relay on the QB Power Hour at least 3 times in the past. So we're big fans of the Relay family over there. And we'll be referencing those replays. If you have questions, you can, of course, ask in the Q&A and the chat for any topical related questions, and we'll hopefully get those answered for you while we're on this session. My name is Dan DeLong, owner of Danwith and School of Bookkeeping. Worked at Intuit for nearly 18 years, doing the co-hosting today over at, as well as the Workshop Wednesdays and the Feature Deep Dive host over at the unofficial QuickBooks Accountant podcast. Sharon, who are you?
Hi, I'm Sharon. I feel like I've been here forever. It's been a month.
I know.
Sharon Fuller. I know. I don't know. I wonder that every time. Built 2 firms, sold 2 firms. Am a huge critic of all things technically that are terrible to their users. Here to keep you guys entertained and answer your Q&A while I'm saying that. If chats are great, if you're having conversation, if you need something answered, please put it in the Q&A or I will lose it. But if you put it in the Q&A, I'll get back to you.
There we go. I'm glad to have you back. And Chloe from Relay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. And thank you, Dan and Sharon, for having me today. I'm so excited to be here. So I'm here from Relay. I'm a account manager, and I work specifically with accountants, bookkeepers, advisors. Going off of what Sharon said, we're very critical of new tech systems as advisors. So I'm here to show you a little bit about Relay. I've built and established over 800 partners on the platform, helping them not only save time, increase efficiency, but also generate some affiliate commission and passive income through our partner program. And I know we're at the day and age where passive income is huge to your business and to your growth. So really excited to get started and talk a little bit about the platform.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. And of course, you can join Sharon and myself on our respective platforms. Me over at School of Bookkeeping, Sharon over at the Clone and Conquer Hub. So please join us over there if you so desire.
No, just do it. You don't even know that you desire it until you get in and you're like, oh, wait a second. Both of these places are amazing. And Sharon sends you a book. Huh.
Exactly. So a few things about the QB Power Hour updates. If you're joining us for the first time, we used to have a recurring session. Now we've shifted things over to individual registration. So I appreciate you all on this grace period where there are 2 updates that are coming. If you had previously registered for the series and the individual ones, you're getting 2 updates from me about what's going on. Eventually, the recurring series will expire, but we are just wanting to make sure that people who typically, sometimes, a lot of times, what would happen is people would just leave that recurring invitation on their calendar. And then if the topic and timing suited, they would just join at that point. We're just going to let that one elapse, but we want to make sure that we have enough sessions of those so that everybody gets the memo on that one. But what we've done on the website now is we're able to book out and plan those sessions much further in the future. Oftentimes, it was a 2-week scramble between webinars to get things in order between those things. So we really couldn't plan out ahead of time. the topics and the slides and the registration links. So now we can do all that. And on the website, we have several, even going into June. So you can go out to the QB Power Hour website, look at the upcoming webinars. It's now cycling or carouseling, I think is the technical term for it, where it's just kind of spinning through. So just wait until you see something that interests you, register it from there, and then that will put it on your calendar on that day with the link to join. Hey, this is progress, right, Sharon?
I love progress. I love progress.
So this series, we're doing quarterly series and recurring. This is falling into the teching it to the limit, or tech it to the limit, where it's apps and technology that augments QuickBooks, and we'll talk about why. Here's our agenda for today. We'll be, as always, we do a little nugget of news from QuickBooks, and this one is timely since we're talking about a bank and money movement and those types of things. We're going to talk about the QB payment accounts with the convenience fee and that kind of charge of passing that charge to your clients. And then we'll just have a nice conversation with Chloe about the Relay Partner Program and some of the benefits of working with Relay. So let's start with our first question.
Hey, got you.
There you go. You're on, Sharon.
I'm on. I was ready. I love that there's only 3 in there this time. They're numbered 1, 2, 3. Before you guys used to be in the questions. I'm like, am I 1, 1A, 1, 7? I don't even know what's happening.
I tried to school the
got organized while I was out. I don't know. And do I keep freezing? Does my face keep freezing and terrible? For me,
a little bit
freezing. Yeah, it's all right.
I hope not too bad. Not too bad.
It's okay.
Not terrible.
I'll fix my internet afterwards.
All right. Let's continue on while people are answering that. We want to talk about, so we're going to label this Intuit news section, what burns Sharon's s'mores? Because it seems like the last few times that we've talked about things, it's triggered.
That's what we need in life, is Intuit to be even happier with Sharon. And fun fact, everybody, I've been Intuit Connect how many years? I've spoken how many times? I was not invited to the pre-registration this year. I even logged into my account. It's like, we'll let you know when the normal people that you don't really get to register. So I think I'm still going to submit to speak just to annoy them. Like, I'm going to submit 57. I want them to get 100 submissions just for me. But then they can decline me 100 times. Anyhow, sorry. Let's find out. I'm excited. Am I frozen here? I look frozen to me.
Yes.
A little.
What's this? Okay. So there's I've seen a lot of posts on our Facebook group about this, and it's a fairly common request when you are collecting funds electronically. Typically, the companies that do that don't do it out of the kindness of their heart, and there's usually some charge associated with that. And in the past, collecting electronic payments, those fees were typically just the cost of doing business and being able to do those types of things. And as fees and things have stacked up, typically a lot of times people will pose the question of, hey, if somebody wants to pay electronically, that's a convenience. Ticketmaster does all sorts of things to charge convenience fees and any kinds of fees. Can I pass that on to my customer? Natively, QuickBooks does not, and QuickBooks Payments doesn't allow you to do that. However, if you do a multitude of things, you can. And we just want to make sure that people are aware that it is even a possibility and the ramifications of this process, right? So when you email an invoice out of QuickBooks Online and you have all payment options turned, meaning that you're not giving them the option to pay, then the customer is presented with an option. Were you able to hear me there?
I can hear you. I just keep laughing. My face keeps freezing at the most appropriate times. Keep going down. This is news I'm learning this week.
So when you
maybe Intuit's hacked into your Zoom,
right.
It keeps freezing you.
Exactly.
I don't need any more conspiracies in my life.
So the requirements are you email an invoice out of QuickBooks, you turn off all payment options, meaning that you don't want people to pay. I guess against your will, the customer will be presented with an option to pay through ACH for a small fee of $25.
Wait, for those in the back.
Yeah.
So my clients were born in 1940. No offense to anybody. All they do is write checks. So I send them their invoice that they've agreed to get via email, which was hard enough. I just set it up for them in AOL. They print out that invoice. They write me a check and they send it. But for some reason, their son got on and is like, Mom, we're not cutting checks anymore. Oh, look, I can click pay. You knew this client did not want to pay online. You turned it off and QuickBooks, sure, sir. Here's your $50 invoice, but now it's $75 because we just charged you $25 against your accountant's wishes, even though they were just invoicing.
You got it.
And then the client's mad at me because they're like, you sent me an invoice and you are charging me $25. I hate you.
Yeah.
And then we lose them, right? Did I get that right? Did I miss anything there?
I think you summarized it, encapsulated pretty well there. Now, the caveat of all of this is that you have to have a payments account and do all of this. The challenge is that new accounts in QuickBooks Online are half enabled. So whether or not you've signed up for a QuickBooks payments account, which I'm a fan of, I appreciate the time savings as long as you know what you're working with and the rules of the dance, so to speak. So when you sign up for a new QuickBooks Online subscription, payment accounts are half enabled. You get assigned an account number. You get this option. It becomes available. I understand the thought process because a lot of people don't really.
Do you?
I can appreciate it. I don't necessarily understand it.
Okay. I can't appreciate it, but keep going.
Because it's a discovery thing, right? If you don't know it's there, then it's hard to know what the benefits are. This is like a proof of concept option of, hey, somebody paid you online. Look how easy that was. We collected $25 for the trouble of collecting the funds. But if you want to get the funds, now you got to finish signing up for the payments account. Now, this starts this potential water cooler discussion of, oh, good Lord, what happened? Because now the client needs to finish applying. The funds are going to be in limbo until the account is fully set up and enabled. And what if they're in an industry that QuickBooks Payments doesn't support? What if they're in a travel industry or one of the more riskier types of businesses that QuickBooks Payments really doesn't support? Are they going to give this option, or where's the funds at that point? What if this was a large...
It's sitting on their account gaining interest, you guys. Like, I've said this a million times. If you're using QuickBooks for anything other than the GL, you're dumb. Get out of it. This is what they're doing. These little things like this are what they're doing, and there was no big notice. Does anybody remember sitting at Connect last year and the CEO got up and was like, guess what, everybody? No, they didn't. They sugarcoated the other pile of turds they're trying to sell us. GL is great. This is stupid. Anchor's not paying me to say that, but Jesus, I don't want to see anybody after this today come to us and go, did you know? Or I was using a QuickBooks blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know, I've been telling you not to for over a year now. Go ahead, Dan. I'm not angry.
So that's one of the reasons this is actually one of the reasons that I wanted to have Chloe on to talk about an alternative for money movement And what better way to have an alternative for money movement than a place where all your money is at a bank, right? This is part of the reason that this all came up, right? Because I've seen the horror stories. I've seen the office of the president requests of my funds are stuck. My client is mad at me because of all of these things that had occurred because of this in an attempt to show people how easy it is. There's always the worst case scenario, right? That where things happen like this. We don't hear from the people that this works splendidly for. We hear from the squeaky wheels that where things have gone downhill. And because QuickBooks is getting very intimate with the money movement basket, right? They're putting all of the money movement in their advanced integrations that they're able to do, right? Because benefits of QuickBooks payments is once you send the payment or once you send the invoice and the customer pays, you're really done, right? Because the payment gets recorded, the fees get recorded, the transaction gets reconciled in the bank and those types of things. So there are benefits to using QuickBooks payments. It's just a matter of understanding that, how to use it, right? Spider-Man, great power becomes great responsibility, Uncle Ben. So QuickBooks is getting, and Intuit is getting very cozy with money movement all around, right? So the money in of QuickBooks payments, the money out of the QuickBooks bill pay, payroll is, of course, a money movement event, a short-term financing with the lending options that are available inside of QuickBooks. And then now that you have all of these cool integrations and the money movement is going from in and out to employees and all of those things, what happened? What is it that as a consumer, when one of those money movements fail, right? Where you have this situation where, my payments account is in limbo because of this QuickBooks payments, or my employees don't get their funds in time, or my suppliers don't get their funds.
And the crazy thing is you don't know. It's like your credit report, right? You're like, how do I get my credit to 800? They're like, you could do this, but you could not do this, but this could happen. And then this could happen. That's how QuickBooks is with if it touches money, don't use it. If it honestly GL and shut everything off, because the other things integrate just fine, but don't let money run through QuickBooks. I keep freezing them at the most appropriate time.
But yeah, one of those sour apples could certainly spoil the whole batch. And I've seen people say, hey, I'm leaving or abandoning the QuickBooks ecosystem because of this particular circumstance, which may have nothing to do with payroll or bill payment, right? So it's a concern that I have, not just for the users of QuickBooks, but also for Intuit in general, right? You're putting all of your eggs in one basket. One of those eggs crack, you have yolk everywhere. So that's enough of the egg analogies.
Love the analogies there.
When some of those things could potentially happen, knowing that this potentially could be a concern for your clients in the QuickBooks Online space, maybe it's a good idea to have a plan B, right? And that's where Relay can come in, where they have pretty much all of those things covered with the exception of payroll, but future may be a different story. But this is a way that you can actually partner with and add banking to your tech stack, right? So Chloe, why do accountants like Relay? I'll give my reasons later, but what have you seen since you've been working there for several years. What has the feedback been like from your accounting partners that you've cultivated?
Yeah. So Relay is a really interesting software because there's two sides to the pie. I'm going to continue this food analogy. But one side of the pie is how Relay partners with accountants and makes your life a lot easier when it comes to reconciliation, collaborating with your clients. And then the other piece is how much better is an interesting word, but how much more efficient it is for their clients and for business owners. Speaking first about why accountants love Relay, we integrate to QuickBooks Online and we integrate to Xero. And we've done this through our own direct API. And basically what this means is that you're never going to have to deal with a broken bank feed ever again. So when it comes to downloading transactions, accessing your client statements, I know a lot of the times the bank feeds will break. It's going to add extra hours to your work week. With Relay, that's not going to happen. The second piece is every accountant or every advisor gets their own dashboard on Relay with access into your client's account on a permission level basis. So instead of having to share 2FA codes with your clients, instead of having to have a Google Doc or a little notebook with all your clients' passwords and how to access your clients' accounts, instead of chasing your clients down for bank statements and they don't reply to you until Saturday at 5 p.m. when you're sitting down with your family about to have dinner with the statement, you can easily just access your client's account through one login through your portal. We've provided a ton of really great demos for you to take a look at and show how it really increases the collaboration between you and your clients. But the other piece that Dan was talking about and Sharon kindly mentioned about what QuickBooks has been up to is that we integrate with QuickBooks for the GL and for the accounting piece, but we've brought our product team in to really enhance the features that other softwares offer to give you that access within the banking platform. So we have, for example, you can create an invoice on Relay that's completely free. And we have AR that is completely free that syncs right into QuickBooks Online, all through your bank account without having to actually pay $25, which is insane. On the QuickBooks side, we have a bill pay solution built into Relay, again, completely free. We have debit cards, we have credit cards. So it gives your clients an option to subscribe to something, give them that experience, give them the features that they need, while still integrating to the GL and the QuickBooks Online or the Xero integration for the accounting piece. And the two can work hand in hand together.
Yeah. And ever since I experienced Relay for the first time, I have been a fan. All the things that you've said are certainly true, at least have been in my experience. And one of the things that just now has taken it to the next level, because since Intuit and QuickBooks bank feeds have been enhanced with statement fetching and the reconciliation AI, I decided to test it out in my own account. And I found that this is just like the name of this webinar being passing the baton, right? A relay, more Dan analogies here. Relay races are much faster because of that passing of the baton, and people can run their hardest so that you can finish the race in a faster time than if someone did it alone. So what I found was really cool is that the statement fetches are supported from the Relay bank feed. So those statements automatically show up. The extraction is already done in the background. So when you're actually reconciling using the AI, it's actually so much faster. And it's a way for them to actually join into the workflows where that baton is actually passed almost, I hate to use the word to use seamlessly, because that is such a trigger word for me, because nothing is seamless. But it is as close to seamless as I have seen in an integration, because you can do things over in Relay, you can do things over in QuickBooks in the integration of the transactions if you're using those add-on services, but also just in the reconciliation process is so much smoother when you're using a bank that one connects to QuickBooks and doesn't break. I have yet since, I'm trying to remember when I first started my Relay account was probably 5 years ago. I have not had to ever disconnect Relay from the bank feed to reconnect. There have been times when it hasn't updated, but I just wait. And it's a different type of connection than it is with your standard bank's connection where you still have to put in the password and connect the account and whatnot, but it's much more stable in my experience with regards to the connection of the bank feed. So talk about the Relay Partner Program, because that has actually undergone some changes recently. So we want to make sure that people who maybe experienced the booth in the past year of going to a conference and checking out Relay, there's actually some changes. So talk about the partner program itself, Chloe.
Yeah. We've established a partner program for all kinds of advisors that work with business clients, whether you're an accountant, bookkeeper, in-house CFO, consultant, and anything in between, where if you have a client that you think would be a good candidate for Relay, whatever feature may be that they would benefit from, whether it's saving money, whether it's saving time. If you onboard these clients to Relay, if you share your affiliate link or you share your code with them and they sign up for the platform, that's where we offer cash bonuses. We offer dedicated account management. We have a VIP onboarding support team as well. Lots of perks for you and your clients. You get higher tiers in terms of faster settlement times, increased transaction limits, and everything in between. So basically the idea is that we partner with people like yourself to really just give you the elevated Relay experience. We have tons of roles in place to make sure that your clients feel ultra supported, make sure that their experience is seamless as well. And then the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, is generating that passive income, sharing your code, onboarding clients to Relay, and making some extra cash on the side as well.
Exactly. The new program details. Big change that you had was quality over quantity with regards to the different tiers that you have. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, great question. In the past, our partner program and tier status as a partner was basically decided based on how many clients you brought over to Relay. So essentially, you would have to onboard over 20 clients just to unlock revenue share. You still would make $100 to $200 per referral, which is great and adds up, and you're getting into the quadruple digits in terms of how much you can make within the partner program. But the problem is a lot of the times when you're a consultant and you're working with 1 to 5 firms and you're putting all your energy into there and you're still being a silver partner, might not resonate as much with how we want to reward our partners. So the way that we've changed that is we've made our partner program now based off the collective balance that you and your clients have within your Relay platform. So again, what's great about this is that you can have literally one client on Relay and be a platinum partner and basically generate 10% of quarterly revenue share through your client in this example or clients using the platform. This really adds up. Not only are you going to be making $150 when they get onboarded and an extra $200 within the first 90 days, but again, you're going to be generating that 10% revenue share. Just to give a quick overview, Dan was kind enough to input the partner program here. We're going to send you a ton of resources so that you can take a look at the package. But basically how it works is anytime you onboard a client, as long as they deposit at least $1,000 within the first 30 days, you're going to be receiving a cash bonus, and that gets deposited directly into your Relay account. It's nice and simple and easy. Full cash. There's no credit statements or there's no gift cards. It's just beautiful, lovely cash Then we do another cash reward anytime the account has an average balance of $10,000 in the first 90 days. That's even higher as the first one, which is great. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there's 5 to 10% revenue share for our gold and platinum partners as well. Now, I saw a question on the side. Does Relay operate in Canada? Funny.
You operate in Canada.
I'm Canada. I'm Canadian. I'm chatting with you guys here today from Toronto, the gloomy and rowdy Toronto, Canada. Chairman and I were in Arizona last week, so it's quite the difference in weather being here. But unfortunately, right now, we only operate within the United States. Clients, we welcome international clients, but you do have to have a business registered within the U.S. So as long as you have a business registered in the U.S., we'd be happy to accept you no matter where you're operating from. But that's something to keep in mind for the partner program.
And some of the resources that you have is what this slide is talking about, how to introduce clients to Relay, because it's a touchy thing, right? And we'll talk a little bit about Relay's approach, because I'm using air quotes for those listening, switching banks is not really the whole idea of incorporating Relay. It's evaluating and being able to position this as a comparison and to be a plan B. And we'll talk about a little bit of the options that make it that way with regards to that. But what resources or options or best practices, Chloe, do you see accountants to be able to bring this up as part of the conversation during monthly, quarterly review calls?
Yeah, so that's a really great question. There's so many kind of ways to go about this. And a lot of the times, our partners will chat about specific clients, specific pain points, and discuss what would be a really good topic of conversation to bring up when introducing Relay. But I wanted to just share some of our top best-selling features, if you will. Now, first and foremost, I have so much respect for our two co-founders of Relay. The reality is that Relay is not selfish. We really care to the growth of business owners. We have no hidden fees. There's no surprise charges. You can pretty much have core banking within Relay for $0 a month. I know when you have a business banking account and you're a growing business and you're getting hit with a minimum account balance requirement, you're getting hit with overdraft fees, you're getting hit with ACH fees, wire fees. We just talked about the QuickBooks $25 charge for AR. It really adds up, and it could be really detrimental as you're trying to grow your business. So with Relay, as I mentioned here, ACH is completely free and unlimited and settles on the next business day. Wires are incredibly low compared to Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, credit unions, all the things. There's no monthly fees. There's no minimum account balance requirements. There's no overdraft fees. You have accounts payable completely free. You have accounts receivable, invoicing. Again, I'm getting tired of using the word free, but it's just the truth. It's just really nice to have an option for your clients that you're sitting with them, you're having these quarterly reviews, you're seeing a $10 bank statement, you're seeing a $5 fee here, you're seeing a $25 minimum account balance requirement charge. And with Relay, you're never going to see that. So that's a huge kind of opener to Relay that we like to go on. The other piece is just the all-in-one financial command center. So this here is really interesting because my mom has been a business owner for 35 years and she has a bookkeeper, and her bookkeeper had her subscribe to one platform for tax purposes. She had her subscribe to another platform to pay her bills. She had her subscribe to another platform to do this. She needed a Canva account to create some sort of invoicing. And my mom just sat down and was like, do I need every single one of these accounts and these subscriptions? And so with Relay, you can minimize that a lot by having everything that you need to just be a growing business. And then the other piece as well that I just want to mention is you get dedicated support from day one. we've met with tons of different kinds of business owners, different kind of partners on the platform. And although AI is getting smarter and smarter, one thing remains the same, and that is just human connection goes a really long way. So at Relay, when you get your account created, not only are you paired up with an onboarding specialist for 90 days to help your account get up and running and give you that point of contact, but you also get a dedicated account manager moving forward. So instead of waiting on hold for 2 hours, instead of an issue happening and you have to drive to the bank on your lunch when all you want to do is just sit and rest, with Relay, it's really easy to get that dedicated support and assist or get issues solved as well.
Chloe, can I interrupt you and ask you some questions that I'm seeing come through?
Yes.
First of all, I have a question. So you just so everybody knows, Dan does all the information on these webinars and I jump in and I learn as we go. So the last time I looked at a Relay, you guys were just banking and now I'm seeing the slides. You're all the things. So my question is, do I have to be signed up or do my clients need to have Relay as a bank to use the other pieces? Or is it, no, we're an all-in-one integration?
Really good question. So they need to get an account set up to be able to unlock all of the features, but they don't have to use all the features to unlock the other ones, if that makes sense. So if you're still,
Yes.
So if you have like investments or you have a really good interest rate at another account, you can essentially connect your external bank account through Plaid, and then you can use our bill pay solution. So you can still have your core banking elsewhere, connect your account, and then use it.
Okay. So
That's a really good question.
More. I'm just running through because they're coming up and I didn't have answers. Does Relay support employee credit cards?
Yes. Our employee credit cards, great question, is probably one of our best. Stephanie, amazing question. That is one of our best-selling features. I could talk about our card options literally for 5 hours.
You and I got to talk about that because I was trying to solve something for someone with that. So I definitely want to hear more about. And I've went the AFWA to move to something else that I'm not going to say what we're on, but we'll have to talk. Okay, cool. Answer is yes, Stephanie. I don't want to interrupt all your things, so I'm going to keep going real quick. Does Relay work with QuickBooks Desktop?
Unfortunately, we don't have a direct integration to QuickBooks Desktop, but you can download statements and import them into QuickBooks Desktop. We just can't really promote or market that direct integration. But
and honestly, guys, don't count on QuickBooks Desktop being around much longer. Just saying. Is there any monthly charge or other fees to the accountant community to work with Relay? For example, I know when I was Bill.com, I had to pay for my platform and then I can have my clients underneath it. Does Relay do that? Do they have charges or?
Relay does the opposite. Relay does the opposite. So if you're an accountant on Relay, we actually give you the highest tier of Relay, which is usually $90 a month for free. So
so as an accounting firm, I get it for free. Just for
you get it for free.
I'm going to put a client on it, or maybe not. Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Two more.
I love it.
Charity keeps hearing the word free, but nothing in life is free. So what and where are the fees?
Really great question.
I read that. I really like it how I said that. Go ahead.
You read it like you were reading a book, like at book club, which I love. Lots of animation. We get that question literally all the time. Every time I talk to somebody about Relay, they're like, how do you make money? And the short answer is that we're not selfish. The long answer is that the way that banks make money is anytime you're tapping your card, there's a merchant fee. So that doesn't come from you as the client. That doesn't come from us as the banking platform. That comes from like Visa directly.
Hey guys, it's like Paris. We don't pay them. Sorry. I'm sorry. I went there. I'm sorry. It just, you left it open for me. Sorry.
I have it. Yeah. And being Canadian,
Switzerland.
We have to. Yeah. Exactly. So that's a huge part of it. The other piece is another way that banks make money is through interest on clients' accounts. So if you open up an account and you park $10,000 in there, Relay's generating interest on that. That's obviously common standard what's in the banking industry. What's not standard is sharing our revenue with our partners. And that's also something that we do for you as well. So Those are the two ways that we make our money.
What other, Mark really wants to know what other accounting software you integrate with, because he is sick of QuickBooks and wants to use anything other than QuickBooks. Is what I'm hearing Mark saying. Yes. Is that how you read that between the lines? That's how I read it.
As of right now, in terms of accounting software, we integrate with Xero and QuickBooks Online. We're currently in conversations with the new AI accounting softwares like Puzzle, Kick, those kind of platforms as well, but nothing has been concrete or announced just yet. But we also integrate with different kinds of software too to help your clients. We integrate with Gusto for payroll. We integrate with Dex. We integrate with HubDoc. A couple other as well. I can generate a list, but we integrate with a lot of different kinds. All different kinds of like payment platforms like Stripe, Venmo, PayPal, all the things to just make your client's experience that much more seamless too.
And so what I have up on the screen is an example.
I'm caught up, by the way. That's it.
Thanks, Sharon. Thank you so much.
Rapid fire. So we may not have time at the end for Q&A because we just threw it in the middle.
Sorry.
But
I love it.
I want to know.
These are excellent questions. Yeah. But this is an example of how we're using it at School of Bookkeeping, right? So we have this whole concept of QuickBooks Power Up. We're aligned with applications that augment QuickBooks. And so what we do here is, even if you're not subscribed with QuickBooks through us or have a subscription for School of Bookkeeping, you can get School of Bookkeeping resources by adding on these QuickBooks Power-Ups, right? Relay is one of those things, and it's real easy to evaluate Relay because of the F word that we've been throwing around. Free, right?
I'm not allowed to say that on here. Oh, free. Okay. I was like, Dad, I've never dropped it once. I'm pretty proud.
But for everyone that's watching, if you want to give it a try, you can get 30 days of quick answers support from me, which is chat support. So you don't have to reach out to it if you don't want to, by setting up your free Relay account. And then you'll talk to Chloe and talk about the partner program there. And then actually you get a $50 credit, right? You have a statement credit option for opening up a new account, Chloe?
So when you open up an account with Relay, as long as you fund the account with at least $50 within the first 10 days of approval, Relay will deposit a nice little $50 welcome bonus for you. Sharon, I know they mentioned Anchor has like a nice $50 bonus as well. Same kind of thing. And then as well, if you're setting up your account through this webinar, you get access to the highest tier, which is the fastest settlement times. Checks will deposit within 0 business days, which is super exciting. And then you also get high limits as well.
So let's talk about some partner resources that Relay's made available. So you now have a new partner dashboard. So you talk about what that dashboard actually does or allows you to do as a partner.
Yes. After long awaited questioning and wishes and desires, we finally launched our dashboard. This is really huge for not just accountants and bookkeepers, but for advisors, people that are speaking at events, networking, speaking to different kinds of business owners, that you're not just doing like the computer reconciliation for in the background. It's obviously amazing for everyone, but this dashboard specifically is going to really help with those. So the idea here is that when you log into your Relay account, you're going to have your dashboard with all of your clients that you're managing, and then you're going to have your partner referral dashboard. Anytime somebody joins Relay through you as an affiliate, whether that's through the dashboard itself, whether that's through you sharing your code at a conference, whether that's you through sharing a QR code on a postcard that you're handing out at a lunch and learn, whatever it is, you're going to be able to essentially see them at the top. I have a quick snapshot of it, but it's going to show anybody that you've referred. It's also going to show if you've triggered the first 2 cash bonuses as well. So you can just keep track of what tier you're on, how much money you're making, all the fun things. So that's one piece where you get to just have that visibility. We didn't have that before. We launched it a few weeks ago. So it's great timing that we're doing this webinar right now. The bottom right is our A/B selling toolkit. So the idea here is, of course, this is great for accountants and bookkeepers and advisors, but the idea is to save you time and collaboration by having your clients get onboarded, make money through having your clients get onboarded. So we've created these about 12, 13 little 30-second videos to explain each feature. So you can talk about saving on bank fees, keeping your money safe through FDIC insurance, like how to sign up, all the things. So if your clients have specific questions, you can just open this up and send them the video directly. And it's just a really great way to answer your clients' questions and chat about the platform.
You guys are really doing some stuff. I'm telling you, the last I looked, it was like, we're banking and we've got these things, but you guys have you've really opened it up and added a lot of other features. So that's cool. So that means with all these features and all these merchant fees, when I go to conferences, I need some better swag than that hat.
Sharon, I am so excited to see you at Stelling New Heights because I'm going to put together a little goodie bag for you and it'll have some really good stuff.
Swag. Nah, but like, I'll hand it back to you. I just want you to know we may need to have a conversation because
God. Yeah, we had the water bottles and the hats and all the things. And then 6 months ago, our marketing team, they're so incredible. They sat down and they were like,
one of these.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love those. Yeah.
It's an earth and it's squeezy and then its butt has little chunk.
Yeah.
You guys look like that. You're right. I don't even, this was from HR. I don't even know. Remo first, not even in accounting. Anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah.
I can do this.
I love it. But when I joined Relay about 3 years ago, we were core banking and we had accounts payable, bill pay solution, bill plans. In that time, that was it. We now have credit cards, expense management. We have loans. We have business loans that were just launched a few months ago as well. AR, invoicing. There's so many things and our product team just keeps getting bigger and smarter and bigger and smarter. There's so many things on the horizon. And we partner with you as partners of what you guys want to see and we implement those feature requests too. So we really just want to work with you and make it the best platinum for both you and your clients.
One thing people need to remember is not only are we looking for solutions to make our firms more efficient, it's also nice when we can make money on top of it. So don't give that away. Like when you refer your clients to something, if you're not using a link or referring them in a certain way, you're just giving money back to the corporation. Don't give money to the man. Or Dan. Just kidding. Because I need a Dan, but not the man. Unless Dan's the man.
Unless
Dan's the man.
This happen to be the same person. And one of the things here that I want to point out, and we'll really do a high level of and give you some resources to find out more information about what you can do and those types of things. But Relay takes a different approach to tiers, right? So they do have different platform tiers. And typically, you look at QuickBooks, for example, right? There's 4 different tiers of QuickBooks Online. And each of those tiers has a set of features where if you want to do X, you have to go with a certain tier, right? So if you want to track inventory in QuickBooks Online, you have to at least have Plus. If you want to have more than one user, you have to have Essentials. If you need to have certain things to be able to do certain functions, you have to find yourself into those tiers. Relay does a little bit backwards, a little bit different, where they give you access to every feature that is available, but you can augment them with their tiers. So if you need faster money movement, you have that option in the different tiers, but you still have the way to move that money in the totally free plan. So talk a little bit about your tiers, and we're talking about platform tiers and not like buying tiers, because
I love that. Yeah, Dan, you did a really good job explaining that. I know a lot of the times when you're looking at software, you get promised all these great capabilities and they tell you that it's free. And then you log in, they're like, oh no, you actually have to pay $50 a month just to unlock everything. The free version just gives you the most basic level that doesn't really support what you need in your firm's processes. What's great about Relay is everything that we talked about today, AP, AR, bill pay, credit card, debit card, expense management, no banking fees, everything is all available for free in our starter plan. ACH settles on the next business day. It's unlimited. Checks are completely free and unlimited. You get the spending controls, all the things. What Relay's built is, in terms of the other two tiers, the grow and the scale tier, is essentially as your business grows and you're doing more money movement, you're sending more wires and you want cheaper costs of wires, that's where you can upgrade to the scale, to the grow and the scale, and actually save more money down the line. Another thing with the grow and scale is that you're going to get higher APY cashback or on savings accounts. So the idea is that depending on how much money you want to park into Relay and how much money you're going to see through the interest plan, sometimes it makes more sense. Like, we have a subscription calculator, which I'll share with all of you, where you can essentially put how much money you're going to keep in Relay, how much wires you send per month, how much same-day ACHs you spend per month, and how much you're going to spend on a credit card. And Relay will basically shoot out the most efficient and the most cost-efficient way to use Relay. So it'll tell you.
And you even have a comparison of what that's going to cost them at the big bank. So it's really
Wells Fargo. Yeah.
So I forgot we're on a webinar and I feel like I'm on a demo with you right now, but that's a good thing because I'm actually thinking of moving. I'm actually looking at this going, I needed to set up a new account for one of my companies, and this would actually be a really good way to go into it.
And I'll
use it all intelligently.
Of quick answers for doing that.
Man, I get 30 years of quick answers. I am paying you for your expertise. I get it for free. Just kidding.
I love that.
I pay for it in other ways.
But yeah, so Sharon, for yourself and even for everyone here, because you're advisors, you do get the scale, the $90 a month for free. So you unlock that 2.68 APY that's paid monthly. So really great. You get the 1.5% cash back on credit cards instead of just the 1% through the starter. And then you also unlock 10 free same day ACHs, whereas on the starter, it's next day instead of same day. So like Dan mentioned, like everything is still available on starter. It's not so cut off on what you have the ability to do. It's more so as you're doing things more, let's say you're sending a $5 wire out 20 times a month, but then Grow wires are only $2.50. It might make sense to upgrade to Grow because you're actually ending up saving more by paying that $30 a month to unlock the cheaper wires. So that's the way that we thought about the tiers. And it just depends on what your workflows look like.
And if you haven't had enough of me and Chloe in a conversation, we have done 2 workshops over at School of Bookkeeping. We did one on the core functionality and the core features of Relay. Those are the highlights of what we covered there. You can click on the link there, and if you downloaded the statement or the handouts, it'll get you right to the YouTube video. Hopefully, it's not going to play.
Oh, it started to. I heard it.
Oh,
Yep.
I love that song.
And then we also did one on the grow and scale, the taking it to the next level with Relay, as well as we've had Relay on at least 3 times on the QB Power Hour. So some of these are way back in 2020. Take that with a grain of salt because as Chloe mentioned, originally there were only 2 tiers, free and the pro tier, I think it was back then. And that was the only way to get to the bill pay is to have the pro tier. But now they've taken a completely different approach to that by offering or giving you access to those features and functions in the starter plan. And then if you need faster, whatever, or more of whatever, then you can upgrade to the different tiers. No?
Do we have are you going to show, everybody's asking how they get a hold of Chloe. I want to make sure that they get that information.
Yeah.
Just
If
so
you
know.
click on any of the links that take you to learning more about Relay, that will put you in touch with Chloe. I will have, if you want to go ahead, Sharring, and launch the last poll question, because that will
I'll do that right
have
now,
a
but
question of, do you want to learn more about Relay, which we'll of course,
there you go.
provide
Sorry,
to Chloe
click
for
yes.
outreach.
I
Right.
can't answer
There,
yet. Chloe will connect because I want to start teaching Relay in my community. So
Yes,
go.
for sure. For sure. I'm also
So-
going to
Dan
share
will teach you it. Dan will teach you it on a QuickBooks connection bookkeeping level. I will teach it to you on a tech efficiency
So,
process automation
Right?
level. Yes.
I love that. I also shared my email with you all
see
in the
that.
chat. And Dan did share it through the webinar, but just wanted to put it in the chat there. Feel free to reach out to me. Dan's going to share that special code so that you get $50 to sign up. And then I'll reach out to you, or you reach out to me if you have questions. We can connect. I can get you set up as a partner. Make sure that you're all set up for success to get the affiliate link as well. I got to make sure that you guys all get affiliate links to start sharing your codes. The best way to contact me, Lawrence, I'd probably be through email to start. And then we can always hop on a Zoom call and I can answer any questions that anybody else has, go through specific features. It's hard, these 1 hour webinars, because as we mentioned, Relay has so many features to talk about and dig into. So any curiosities that you guys might have about invoicing or integrations or tech stacks or anything like that, I would love to hop on a call with you and show you around the platform.
Plus, we
And
need
as
Relay
we-
at Women Who Count. Yeah. I think our prices are about to go up. So anybody that was going to go, I'm going to Women Who Count plug here. Anybody who wants to go to Women Who Count, you better get your tickets for the end of the month. There it goes up.
You
Not late.
talk
Had
about,
nothing to do with anything.
Chloe, you talk about implementing Relay as opposed to switching banks, and the way that the Relay has positioned themselves with Starter having access to all of these features and functions really allows that way to be evaluated, right? Like you can activate a Relay account for your clients or for yourself and truly evaluate that and compare that with the bank that you are currently using. And so talk about that mindset of Relay, of implementing Relay as opposed to switching bank.
Yeah. I'm human, so I totally understand. Your accountant comes up to you, your advisor, and they're like, switch your banks. That could be a little overwhelming to hear. You have so many processes set up in place. So the way that we like to talk about Relay is just implementing the platform to add to your current processes. We don't want you to switch anything around. We don't want you to have to sit down and take an hour to figure out all these new accounts and things like that. That can just be a lot. We've made the onboarding process so simple where it literally takes 2 minutes to sign up for an account, because you would be a partner, you would get approved, your clients would get approved within the same day or within the next day. Nice and simple and easy. We have our onboarding specialists to help you get your account set up, things like that. And then you can use Relay for the features that you want to use it for. You don't have to use it for everything. You can use it specifically for the AR, specifically for core banking, specifically for APY. Again, whatever you need it for. Spoiler alert, a lot of the times when clients sign up to Relay to use it for something specific, they realize, wait, I can do my bill pay here completely free instead of paying $30 at another place. Let me just try doing a couple here. And then slowly but surely, we do see that sometimes they take advantage of the other features for sure. But like I said, you sign up for free. It takes like 2 to 5 minutes to set up an account. You connect it through Plaid with your external bank account, and then you just use Relay for what you want to use it for. And when you get clients signing up that way, you're making a lot more money instead of being like, oh, transfer everything over to Relay. It's a whole other conversation. You're still making the exact same cash bonus by them signing up an account and using it for payroll, using it for AP or AR than having them like completely switch everything around.
All right. So we are a little over on time. We appreciate everyone who is able to stick around. Sharon, were there any last minute questions that we want to chat about?
No, I think we got everything. And everybody else that had more, I honestly just sent them your email, Chloe.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I love it.
And there was a question about certification. Do you have a certification plan program or an option to become certified? Talk a little bit about that. So make sure that gets in.
Every accountants love that little badge of honor. We really do. It's so weird. We're like, we did it.
I love it. Every time I check out our partners' websites and I see all the badges, I think it's amazing. So we definitely are right there with you. We have badges as partners. So you get either bronze all the way up to the platinum badge, and you can show off and keep that on your websites, on LinkedIn. We also have a certification program. It is in the process of being revamped. I do want to just kind of preface that. So it's not completely up to date since we've implemented business loans and expense management tools. So we do have to update it, but it's basically, it would take you maybe an hour to complete. And then there's a multiple choice questionnaire, 9 questions, very simple and easy. Once you pass those 9 questions, you get your own Relay certificate badge as being a partner, and you can show that off as well. So really good stuff.
All righty.
Love it.
Let's see. We did the last poll question. So next time on the QB Power Hour, we're going to be continuing our Open Tab series, which is all about I guess
that
it's going to be
QuickBooks, right? I'm going to take a Xanax before that. I get so worked up.
This is going to be a whole hour of what burns Sharon's s'mores. But we will focus on 2 main things of migration updates from desktop to online, as well as the enhanced inventory receiving, item receipts, new-ish features and functions in QuickBooks Online with regards to item receipts and things to be aware of with that. So you can check that out, register for it if you haven't already, and we will see you next time on the QB Power Hour. Chloe, Sharon, any closing thoughts?
Join my community. I have a community and it's amazing. Join it. I teach you stuff. I'm really bad at selling myself. Join Dan's School of Bookkeeping. Terrible at telling. So Dan never, ever he's always like, I'll just do it. And I'm like, Dan, no, stop doing stuff for free. We're keeping each other accountable here. Hopefully I'll see everybody at GrowCon. I'm traveling a ton lately. I'm going to every single conference. If you see me at a conference, feel free to come up and give me your opinion on things. Love opinions. I'll be at GrowCon. I'll be at speaking at GrowCon. I'll be at Firm Growth Forum. I'm on a panel. I'm going to Tax Twitter Retreat. I'm going to all the things. So hopefully I'll see you guys there.
Amazing. Hard to beat that, but this was one of the most entertaining webinars I've ever attended. So thank you guys both for having me. My jaw's going to hurt from all the smiles that I've been having here. But thank you all so much for being a great audience and for listening to listening a little bit about Relay. We're going to send you a follow-up email with all the information that you need, how to follow up with me, how to get set up as a partner. I'll be at Scaling New Heights. So if you have any questions, you want to chat in person, feel free to come to booth 56 and we can chat. All 3 of us will be there actually. So maybe we can do some sort of live, fun little ad. But
Dan and I need to start actually doing booths of our School of Bookkeeping and Clone and Conquer. We need powered by QuickBooks or QB Power Hour. But anyhow, we need to start doing stuff. I'd sit in a booth if I was sitting in a booth with you, Dan.
Oh, there's a threat or a promise. One of the 2.
Oh my goodness. Too funny.
All right. We will see you all in a couple weeks on the next QB Power Hour. I hope you have a great week ahead and have a great day.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the QB Power Hour podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to support our amazing sponsors. You'll find them listed on our homepage at qbpowerhour.com. And if you're getting value from the show, we'd love it if you left us a review wherever you get your podcasts. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more accounting pros just like you. Until next time, keep powering up your practice with QB Power Hour.